Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing you a preview of the upcoming African Confederation's World Cup qualifying fixture between the Ivory Coast, or Côte d'Ivoire in French, and Cameroon. There are no Ivorian stadiums featured on the Virtuared patch, so we're in a generic national team stadium for the purposes of our preview. Should be a pretty good approximation of where this fixture will be played. Let's look at our two sides in the tunnel. As they line up, let's take a look around the Stadio Orion, or generic stadium, before we pause for the national anthems. Players greet before kickoff. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. The Ivory Coast in the Christmas tree formation. A lot of talent on the field. Kessié from AC Milan, Pepe from Arsenal, Zaha from Crystal Palace, Cameroon, Topo Ekambi from Lyon, Choupo-Moting from Bayern Munich. Strong attack for this Cameroon side. Koundé in the middle. As we look at our Ingro Neo Precision CAF ball, we are underway. I am using the Ivory Coast because I do expect to get the result here. This is random, but I find it interesting that for so many nations we Americanize or kind of convert to English the name of their country, and I know a lot of other countries do the same, a lot of other languages, and then we've kind of gotten away from calling the Ivory Coast though and moved to the traditional French Côte d'Ivoire. But we don't do it for anyone else. Nobody calls Germany Deutschland in English. So I don't know, I'm just it makes me curious. So, anyway, the Ivory Coast certainly one of the sides I would expect to see come out of the African Confederation. I think Senegal are the class of the African Confederation. I think you've got Algeria and the Ivory Coast. Morocco's very talented. And there's just a glut of teams I could see coming out this confederation. I think a lot more variance I could see in Africa than a lot of the other confederations. Africa gets 5 slots. Again, I'm sure Senegal is going to get one of those. I would fully expect the Ivory Coast and Algeria to get a couple of those. I feel pretty strongly that Morocco would be the next one, and then you've got so many. You got Tunisia, you got Cameroon, South Africa's Zambia, even with like a Patsandaka. feel like this confederation is the most wide open in terms of these qualifications for the 2022 World Cup as things stand presently. Also, of course, got Egypt and Ghana, have some high-end scoring talent. There's just really a lot of, from the top, which I would certainly say is Senegal, to whomever you would put at the bottom of that list, and I'm sure I missed some too. Ghana, Togo, Nigeria, just from Senegal down to whomever you put at this list of, we're talking a dozen countries. There's not a lot between the top and the bottom. So we've got about, every bit of a dozen countries that I think are going to be vying for those 5 spots. This is going to be, in my opinion, the most competitive confederation. Very interesting to watch. Past the half-hour mark, it's still 0-0 for these two French-speaking nations. I took quite a bit of French in high school and in college, but that knowledge is all pretty much gone now. Both of these nations are a regular fixture in, the top end of the African Confederation, and they both certainly have their, what I would consider their all-time great. I think for the Ivory Coast, I think that's Didier Drogba, a long-time Chelsea player. For Cameroon, I think that's Samuel Eto'o, who played for several big clubs. I think maybe spent the most time at Inter Milan, or at least that's where I seem to remember him the most, but he played at several big clubs. Nil-nil at the half for these two formidable sides, fairly even down the possession stats, so let's see if we can come up with a difference between these two sides in the second half, or if we're destined for a stalemate. Or if it is going to be a draw, it could at least be 1-1 or 2-2. Who tunes in to see a 0-0? But if that's the way it turns out, then so be it. Choupo-Moting in the captain's armband. Bayern Munich forward, of course. Have to get on the field in that position at that club because you are behind Robert Lewandowski, who is arguably the best number 9 in the world. Has been for some time. Formidable strike force between he and Toko Ekambi, the striker for Lyon and Ligue 1. Lyon not off to a very good start by their lofty standards this season. 4 match days in, once the international break hits, and it's been a tough start for Lyon. They, of course, lost Memphis Depay to Barcelona. Haven't been able to put. They still have talent. They haven't been able to put it together just yet. I think as the league season progresses, though, we'll get. Oh, there it is! That is a nice goal there. Wilfried Zaha, Crystal Palace. Wilfried Zaha. He has been a fantastic striker for that side for White Center. Crystal Palace, of course, going through a managerial change to Patrick Vieira. Certainly to people my age he's a great that we all remember. That Arsenal shirt. And for France, he gets to manage that man. Zaha, Crystal Palace. start for them as well, but a lot of transition there, and hopefully they can find some footing and certainly enjoy having that side in the top flight. Croydon-based Crystal Palace. Tissier, the AC Milan midfielder, to Winifred Zaha, the Crystal Palace striker. Pepe, Arsenal midfielder. A lot of talent. Wow, that was almost a second goal there for the Ivorian side. If you've watched some of my other World Cup qualifying videos, particularly the, I believe it was in the preview of Gabon versus Egypt, I went through, similarly to what I did earlier, my kind of power ranking of the African Confederation, and I even said in that video, I was like, I know I'm leaving out someone big, and I totally spaced the Ivory Coast. So, if you watch that one, I'm sure as I was saying that everyone was screaming, Ivory Coast! And I left out Tunisia as well. It was quite strong performance. As I was talking through it, I said, I know I'm leaving out someone big. And again, I'm sure I can see so many people at home saying, Ivory Coast, what is wrong with you? How on earth do you forget them? Listen to a Men in Blazers podcast with J.J. Watt, who's of course an NFL player in America, big Chelsea fan, and his wife is a professional soccer player with the NWSL, and he was talking about his introduction to soccer being the FIFA video games, and he always used to play as Ivory Coast, and so the reason he really became a Chelsea fan is, via that mechanism, used Ivory Coast on FIFA, played with Didier Drogba, what teams he played for. Alright, Chelsea, I'll be a fan of theirs. Anyway, 1-0 to the Ivory Coast. This scoreline certainly wouldn't shock me. There's Winfried Zaha. Asale there with a couple early chances. In the 10 shirt for Côte d'Ivoire. Also want to note that Cameroon is going to be hosting the, I can't remember if it's the AFCON or the Nations Championship in 2022. Here's a look at that goal from the Crystal Palace man, Wilfried Zaha. He has scored a bucket of goals in his career and continues to put them in with great authority and pace there. Asale, another attempt for him. As we round out our highlights here, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like. If there's a fixture you'd like to see me play, you can leave it in the comments. If you enjoy this type of content, I've really got kind of 2 lines of content on my channel. I do a series of Match of the Week previews ahead of every match day for the Big 5 leagues in Europe and other notable fixtures around the globe, which includes this extensive release of World Cup qualification previews ahead of the international break. I also do a series of international replays where we play cup finals from various tournaments around the globe. If either of those lines of content there are of interest to you, then please do subscribe to my channel for more. Thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.